Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be playing some Forza Motorsport 7. So for those of you who have watched my channel before, you'll know I usually don't post gameplay videos. And there's a couple reasons why I wanted to do this. One, I want to get better at Forza, and this is a good reason to both play the game more and hopefully get some constructive criticism for all of you guys. I've been playing the game for a while, but I'm inconsistent. I'll play it for a couple weeks, then I'll stop, and as you can see from this corner here, I make a lot of mistakes. So I'd love to get some constructive criticism from you guys. Obviously, you shouldn't spin out. You probably shouldn't have hit that guy. Those aren't really constructive, but I'll take whatever engagement I can get at this point. The second reason I want to do this, though, is I really want to get better at just sort of talking without a script, because I'm not very good at just sort of going freehand and talking for 10 minutes about whatever it is that I decide to talk about. Usually with my videos, my reviews and all that, I'll write a script, so I'll have something to go off of, so I can figure out exactly what I want to say, because I feel like it comes across a lot easier that way. Otherwise I tend to repeat myself. So hopefully by doing this I'll get better at just talking into a microphone, and hopefully I can also get a little bit better at Forza now. As far as what I'm going to talk about during these videos, it's sort of up in the air. I mean, if you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear from you. Obviously, I'm happy just to talk about the game itself and the gameplay, but that might get a little stale after a while. So, if you have suggestions, feel free to leave a comment. And that goes for anything, really. I mean, if you enjoy watching my regular videos, my reviews, my walkthroughs, anything like that, well, not really poor videos. If you enjoy what I've made in the past, I'm not going to stop making those. I still have plenty of videos planned. In fact, there'll be another one up next week. And then I'll try to alternate between them. I mean, I'm going to post more videos like this assuming you guys don't absolutely hate them. And I also want to post more tech videos. I also want to try different videos. What I've noticed is I know a lot of big YouTubers are really worried about switching up their content. Because you never really know how your audience is going to react to it. Luckily for me, most of my views come from suggested videos and search, which means these videos will kind of stand on their own. I mean, my subscribers make up a really small chunk of my viewer base. So, if you're subscribed and you want the tech videos, they'll be there. I will try to keep pretty even spread of whatever videos I decide to make. But for the most part, these videos are going to get views based off of suggestions. So hopefully, videos like this will bring new people to the channel and not upset the people that subscribe to the channel. Because, I'm really grateful for all the people who have subscribed to the channel, and I understand they subscribe for a reason. And that's probably because they enjoyed the content that I was posting. So, I don't want to betray that, but at the same time, I do want to mix things up. I mean, there's a lot of different things I enjoy. Technology, definitely one of them. Forza is definitely another one of them. So, hopefully, I can improve. I'm racing B-Class today, as you might have noticed. This is a 2005 Subaru WRX. I tend to pick cars like the WRX, which have a lot more grip and are a lot easier to handle because I do have a tendency to overdrive and sort of spin out. I decided to step back to B-Class. My favorite class in Forza has always been S-Class. I think it's a really good combination of speed, but not so fast that you can't figure out what's happening. Like, I like slow racing in the sense that you can really get up close with other people, and you can sort of trade positions a lot easier without running each other off the road. So I think S-Class is probably the fastest class where you can still do that, where it still feels like you're actually in control of the car as opposed to just hoping you avoid people. I mean, I know people that are really good at the game can drive higher classes and probably do it with a lot of precision, but I just feel like everything happens really quickly, and sort of the detail driving is lost. So I really enjoy classes like B-Class too, where they're a lot slower. I do feel like it's a lot easier to drive in B-Class. As you can see from these couple races, I'm doing better than I do in S-Class a lot of the time. A lot of times in S-Class, I will be mid to back half of the pack. So it can vary. Part of my issue, I think, is just car selection. Like I said, I pick cars with a lot more grip, where I probably should pick faster cars and try to just learn how to drive those. Obviously, anything with all-wheel drive like this, you're going to sacrifice some speed for grip and maneuverability. So I'm trying to transition away from that, sort of learn how to handle the car a little better, maybe back off the throttle a little bit, as to keep myself from driving off of the track, but to also have that speed when I need it. Because on straightaways, I find myself getting chased down really easily, whereas I think if I had a car that had some more speed and I could sort of back off in the corners, we'd be a lot more even, because I think a lot of people pick the faster cars because they're probably the better bet. You can always drive slower to get grip, but you can't necessarily do anything about just bad straightaway speed. If your car is just not fast, it's just not going to be fast. There's nothing you can do about that. So if you have suggestions for what cars I might want to use, I know they do vary by track. This is one of my favorite tracks here at Sonoma. I think it's a really good combination of sort of straightaways, but also a lot of curves. I like long sweeping curves like the Bernese Alps and Rio de Janeiro, stuff like that, sort of momentum tracks. I really enjoy that style of racing. I don't really like tight racing with a lot of acceleration, despite the kind of cars that I pick, just because, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot more potential to just sort of ram each other off the track, whereas this feels like more racing. Like I said, I've been playing racing games for a really long time. A lot of the ones I played in the past were NASCAR games, so I have a lot of experience on NASCAR tracks like Sonoma, but also a lot of oval racing. So I enjoy that too, but I also feel like this is a much, this is a more complete kind of racing than just turning around an oval. But, there's something to be said for that too. And I like that Forza still has NASCARs and NASCAR tracks in the game. I hope they continue that trend with the new Forza game. And I'm really looking forward to the new Forza game, because I don't like what they did with Forza 7 in the car collection system, where you have to unlock the ability to buy cars, and your levels determined by how many cars you've bought. That kind of thing I'm not a huge fan of. I much prefer the way Forza 6 did it, where you could just buy whatever you wanted, and I hope they go back to that. I think they probably will, considering they haven't had the most positive feedback about Forza 7. Historically, every other game has sort of been better. I really loved Forza 4. That's sort of what introduced me to the series. I got my first Xbox 360, got Forza 4, and I really enjoyed that game. Forza 5, I didn't play much of, so I can't really judge it too hard, but from what I've heard, it's not exactly the pinnacle of the series. Forza 6 was really great. I liked a lot of things that Forza 6 did. I liked because I believe that's where they introduced different times and weather and that kind of thing. That was really, really cool. And then this just, I don't know, it just doesn't quite feel as, I don't know, it feels more like a game about collecting than about driving and driving what you want, because you're sort of limited to what cars you're allowed to drive depending on how many other cars you've bought, so you're just sort of buying cars for the sake of having cars as opposed to buying the cars that you really want. I don't want to just buy cars because I'm supposed to have them. I don't want my garage clogged up with a whole bunch of cars that I'm never going to drive. So that mechanic is not my favorite. I hope they go back on that. And I'm really looking forward to Forza 8 because, 2 years, a lot of technological improvements, and also hopefully a lot of time to reflect on some of the misses of Forza 7. So, as you can see, I managed to take home a victory, which is a rarity for me, so, cherish it while you can. So feel free to leave your feedback on both my racing and my commentary. Let me know how I can improve the videos. Maybe one race per video, maybe more. I thought about cutting this one up a little bit to sort of shorten it down because the second half of the race was not super entertaining, but I figured it was worth showing at least the first time before I got some feedback. So if you enjoyed, let me know. If you didn't, let me know how I can improve. I look forward to seeing you back next time. But until then,